College football playoff talk is in the air, and one of the major storylines coming in from last weekend was not a result of a game, but Jordan Travis's injury at Florida State. Florida will also not be playing with its starting quarterback, Graham Mertz, most likely. So we've got the Seminoles and trying to show off with the College Football Playoff Committee with their backup quarterback, Tate Rodemaker, against Florida in a rivalry game. We got Steve Merrill, of course, here to break it down from wagertalk.com. Join Steve right there for his rundown of not just college football, the NFL, the NBA, and college basketball. Steve, of course, as we've talked in recent weeks, Florida State remains undefeated, and they've got a date on the road against the rival Gators, who have been so leaky on defense, but Florida State having to go without their leader and starting quarterback.
Yeah, and for the last several weeks, I've mentioned how of all the teams that were undefeated, if you looked at the odds, and these were betting lines were available on which team would make the 14 playoff, Florida State had the best chance of any team from the betting odds. They were as high as like minus 300 the last couple of weeks, which is like over a 75% chance. A little bit of a blow here, but both quarterbacks are out, like you said, and I run a 10,000 game database simulation, which looks at the yardage and numbers for the season. I put the injuries in separate. And lo and behold, it comes out after 10,000 games simulated Florida State by 6.5 on average. And that's exactly where the point spread is, 6.5. So I guess you could say it's kind of a net neutral with the two quarterbacks, at least from what the odds makers are saying here, because it's priced exactly as I thought it should be. Huge game for Florida Gators, by the way. They're 5-6 straight up, so they could become bowl eligible with a win here. They'll have to pull the upset. You also wonder if Florida State gets caught looking ahead a little bit. You know, they've already clinched a game against Louisville next week, ACC title game, and I do think Florida State's in one of those just win in advance scenarios. But as you and I have often talked about, it always seems to work itself out, you know, and this is one of those 5 undefeated teams right now, and this could be a week, at least according to the odds, is less than a touchdown favorite. It's a very dangerous spot for the Seminoles. A very difficult game to handicap, but with two quarterbacks out, let's look at the rushing attacks. Florida State is averaging 5 yards per carry. They're giving up 4. Florida's been outrushed on average 4.5 to 5.1. So I do think that benefits the Seminoles. They'll probably have the edge on the line of scrimmage and running the ball, and that could be the difference in this game.
Steve's Under the Radar selection. What is that? Well, it's exclusive here at the Voice of College Football as a YouTube channel member or on Patreon. We provide the same exact benefits on both platforms. So patreon.com/MarkRogersTV, or as a YouTube channel member on the main channel, you get Steve's Under the Radar selection in addition to a ton of other benefits. But Steve's Under the Radar selection, 20-5 against the spread since week 1 of 2022. Steve, as always, we appreciate you stopping by.